Chris, what's kind of your thinking as they come off that 14-1 run or whatever it was and take that lead, just given that you guys had it around 8-10 for most of the second half?
Yeah, I was trying to sub offense, defense a little bit. Doesn't always work exactly the way you want because, sometimes like you get the stop and like the defensive group is on the court and you're like, and then I got to like, we can't get a stop no matter who's out there right now. So let's put the offensive group out there. And then, Matt and I talked and said, we need to call a timeout here against zone. I thought there was one play where we said, we're not going to call the timeout. We're going to try to do this without the timeout. And it was no good. And all right, I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to call the timeout. And then that's when Trey goes on the barrages of threes. We had 3 charge calls today. That was really interesting. I don't know. I mean, like there's two times against the zone, the ball is 2 feet from the rim, and we get an out of bounds and a charge call. So I don't know. Like we feel like if you can get the ball 2 feet from the rim, that's pretty good. You usually think good things happen for us there, but didn't. So we had to just move further out and make those shots instead.
We'll go third row in the middle.
Coach, you talked a little bit earlier about missing John Feinstein being in the building tonight, but you did have a lot of GW community members.
Yeah.
I know Jimmy Patsos was here, former player Antoine Smith was in the building.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be able to coach here in DC in the tournament and still having that fan base?
Yeah, it was cool. I've never been involved in anything like this where you're close to you're this close, obviously, to the conference tournament. So it's unique. I like it. We're not trying to find gym time or anything like that, although we got gymnastics tomorrow, so it's not like we're practicing tomorrow anyway. But, I think it's great, and I think obviously it's great that now Mason and us are going to play, and I would expect there to be a great crowd tomorrow. Which, look, I would ask Mr. Bezos too, like let's pick it up here, right? Let's pick it up, and he's been doing it for many years, so I'm glad I see Patrick all the time. He's the best. He's got the most in-depth. But, let's go. Washington Post, Maryland's good. GW's good. George Mason's good. Americans going to the NCAA tournament. All right, Georgetown's coming back. They had an injury to a great player, or they would have had a great year. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's get back. I was here, right? I was here years ago. So let's cut it out and let's start. And I think the other thing is the Commanders are really good, and that just drives more interest anyway. Let's get back to covering college basketball big time in this area. It's like you ask and you will receive. Well, you ask for good programs, you got all good programs right now. And so that we need to get back to all that here. And I think tomorrow's environment and all that, will be a testament to where the programs are at. Tony's done an incredible job with his group. I think we've done a lot with where we were 3 years ago to where we are now. And we need to make sure that, we're doing a great job promoting the brands of college basketball in this area. And obviously Matt and his group and obviously my GW students, the best. But we need to do a great job of covering the college basketball in this historically great college basketball area.
Go to second row middle.
Abe Rothstein, WRGW. Coach, it seemed like today Buchanan had, one of the games that he would have had either last season or before his injury. I'm just curious, could you talk about, why you think today he kind of went back to that aggressive nature?
He was playing with force, playing with force. We needed it against these guys. I thought, played with force, got on the offensive glass, had 7 rebounds. Did a really good job. Our front court's been good, all year. All 3 of those guys have been, excellent. And as a group, you toss Diane in there too, who gives us good minutes here and there as a young player, a lot to learn still, but I've been happy with our front court, and I thought Darren was really good today.
Alex, in the front.
Coach, you win the game in the fashion you do today, talking about having to turn right around and play George Mason. Does the excitement and the intensity at the end of that game and the way you won, do you think maybe that, in a way, you can use that to carry into tomorrow and have somewhat of an advantage over the fact that they've been sitting around?
Yeah, I've seen both sides of it. I thought Fordham was, they were dialed in to start. I actually thought we did some good things early, but they were dialed in to start. And I just think Mason's really good. They're now well rested. We're not as well rested. They're very physical. It's hard to go up against a very physical team like that. But I also think we had 2 great games, so I think our guys will have confidence there, and as will they. They've had a great year, so it'd be exciting. Great day for basketball in the DC area.
Go to Dave, standing in the back.
Dave too. Sorry, Dave. I didn't see you there.
I was
hiding.
hiding. I was hiding at the time. No, Jackie Johnson III had, but you guys, how difficult was it to contain him tonight? But you guys were able to hold him to just 1 basket over the final 6 minutes.
Yeah, I just, so I told the guys before we're up there, like, hey, one of these 2 guys has to have a bad night. They both can't have a great night. And yesterday they both had a great night. Got 53, I think, between them. Jaffet got a couple buckets late, but for the most part, 3 of 15. You had to stop, but we couldn't stop Jackie, and he's been like that all year. Just we were able to do it up there, and that's why we won by such a margin.
We'll go 3rd row middle.
Thank you. Back-to-back games, I know a week between, but back-to-back games against Fordham for you guys. What was it like practice-wise having to...
Yeah, it was really odd, not only that, but then Fordham played Rhode Island in the last regular season game. So I don't know if anybody will think I'm stupid for this, but maybe. But I just told the guys, like, hey, we're gonna maybe tilt a little bit towards Rhodey because we hadn't played them in 2 months. There were also some themes that were the same, the guard play, the pace, both teams top 3 in the league in tempo. We just weren't quite as familiar with Rhodey because it's been so long. Plus, Fuchs and Green didn't play in the game against us. June didn't play in the game either, neither did Trey Moss. But my point is we tilted maybe just a little bit more towards Rhodey just going into it, not because we thought Fordham wouldn't win the game. I just think, we'd played Fordham less than a week ago at that point. And but then once we knew we were playing Fordham, then we were able to get film session in, get a good shoot around today. So it was a pretty quick turnaround, but also a lot of familiarity because it was the last game we played. But I can't remember. I can remember doing that, like playing a team, but I don't remember. Well, I don't remember a bye, and I don't remember the teams that were played each other the game before. And now in Fordham's case, and Keith's done a great job of keeping his team engaged and fighting. I can't remember a team that played, 2 teams that they just played in the tournament. That's got to be a first, so somebody could find that.
We'll take 2 more. We'll go front middle.
I'm complaining about media. I guess I'll have to take some on the side, right?
Coach, can you just sort of talk about the past 2 years in the tournament? You have had some tough results, and today you got
close games.
Yeah, and today you got your first tournament win as a head coach. Can you just sort of talk about what that means to you, and if got the monkey off your back, anything like that?
Yeah, I didn't really see it like a monkey. I mean, on my back, I felt like in year 1, it was a heck of a game with St. Joe's. Year 2 was a heck of a game with LaSalle. These close games, I mean, you're either going to win or lose these close games. And so we had I knew today was going to be close. I didn't think there was going to be a 23-point win like it was up there. And we were able, to get it. And I think for us, like, hey, get to 20 wins. Where's your net? Where's your KenPom? Where's your league record? Do you get to buy? Okay, now do you win a game in the tournament? Hey, can you get to the postseason? Like, those are all the things that I feel like for us right now, quite honestly, we're maybe getting close to that last year before the injuries, but now I think we've kind of done it. In some ways, I think if this was year 2, everyone would feel like, man, hey, that's a hell of a year 2. And we were 14-3 at one point last year, so with good wins, at VCU and Mason at home by a wide margin. And so, I think for us, we're in a very natural progression of where the program needs to go, and I feel good about that. I mean, I think it's the most wins since 16 now overall and all that, so feel good. We can get one more, be in the semi. I don't know the last time we were in the semi. 14? Yeah, so that would be nice, but not going to be easy. But yeah, I feel good about where we're at, and then we got this one, obviously.
We'll take the last one in the middle here, second row.
Hi, Coach. Joe Szymanski, Giant Killer. Final question for you. Just with George Mason and you guys, there's always been, since Mason's joined the A10, trying to like get that rivalry really going.
Yeah.
Now this year it feels like with both of you at the level you guys are playing,
Yeah.
it's reached that pinnacle. Do you think, how good is that, you think, for the DMV as a whole, that you both are at the level you're at?
It's great.
Right now?
When I was at George Mason, we didn't play GW until I think maybe my last 2 years. So it just was not something that was happening a lot at that time. Obviously in the league, you're going to play twice. And, you know, my first year we had a great win there. And then they came back and beat us at our place. You know, last year we had a great win at our place. We played about as good as we could play. And then Darren's out. Garrett could barely walk. They drilled us from the start last year at their place. This year we almost won the game about 3 times at their place, and then but didn't win. And then I thought they were very, very good. I thought we were dead in the water. And it was almost like this game where we come back and took a lead. Haynes scored, and then we missed 2 free throws, down 1 with 30 seconds. So the games have been super competitive. I'm really proud of Tony and obviously that staff, and Lamar Butler obviously is on the staff. Who, you know, those guys have done so much for me in my career to help me, you know, get different jobs and things like that because of how well they played, you know. And I've been so proud of you know, bringing some of what we did, what Coach Larinaga did, back to the program. I, you know, talked a lot about the Final Four, and now they've got some guys there that really, you know, knows what that looks like, and I think they've performed. Have had a hell of a year. I wish we would have made a free throw in Fairfax, and maybe they wouldn't have quite as good of a year. But you know, they deserve a lot of credit, and I think it's a good rivalry. I think they're, you know, we need this type of stuff. We don't have like what Philly has. Maybe this will be a little taste of it here, and that's a good thing. And you know, we're not going anywhere. I don't think they're going anywhere, and I expect us to be amongst the best teams in this league for a long time.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.